Hello and welcome. I'm General Antares, and this is Victoria 2. So, originally thinking about playing the US, but then I remembered we just did that in Hearts of Iron, so maybe I should do something different. Do Japan, do be really crazy and do like Send, although the problem with doing that is then I might die really fast. Yeah, let's do Japan. Japan's a lot of fun. So, for those of you not familiar, Victoria 2 is grand strategy game by Paradox, just like Hearts of Iron, except for it's set between 1836 and 1936. And it's much less focused on war, although that's still a very big part of it. Um, one of the big things is industrialization. You build factories in your provinces and stuff. The interesting thing with Japan is we start out, we're uncivilized, I think. Yeah, the other thing is primitive. I don't think we're primitive. So we need to let's see. Yes, this is the thing. We get a what are these things called? Where is it even the thing? Ah, there it is. Research points. Oh, they just are research points. I thought it was called something different. Yeah. So, and we basically have to get to 100% before we can westernize. And basically before that, we have primitive troops, irregulars, which are pretty terrible to attack and defense as opposed to or attack and defense. We have cavalry, which are not that great compared to like hussars. So that's not terribly different, although I think it has a lot more maneuver and speed. And also, you know, these differences become greater over time as you research more technology, which we can't do right now because we have to do this first. And then, so one of the things here is we have different parties, and since we're an absolute monarchy, we can just choose the parties. And this is the reactionary party, which we don't want to be. We're going to switch to conservative, mainly because one of the advantages of being conservative is that you get, I think it's a minus 10% chance of revolts or something like that. So we switch to that. Also, I think they have better budgetary restrictions. Yeah, I see with, although that doesn't really matter that much, we're just going to jack this all up to 100% to start. And also tariffs. And then, so, you have the three different classes of people. You have pops, right? And you have different types of people in it. You can, if you don't, for instance, if you don't have enough soldiers, you can't recruit more people. You need craftsmen, which are no, maybe they're. I thought they were middle. Anyway, craftsmen to use your factories. You have, so in addition to factories, you have these. I guess each province has like a different kind of thing that they're producing, just baseline, and so you need some people to do that up to a certain point, and like timber needs laborers, and I think these need farmers, which is funny. Farming the fish. Yeah. So, and they have various needs, which probably won't get met. But the thing in the beginning, when we're an uncivilized nation, this is all going to become red very fast, no matter what we set it to. So I just set it to max. And tariffs kind of work opposite the way they do in real life, because it charges your people more to import goods they need. Whereas in real life, you're charging taxes on exports. Or wait, I think I'm getting this wrong. I remember reading that the game does this differently because I thought, I don't know. Anyway, what it means is that it's harder for our people to get their goods, but we get more money out of it. So we're gonna, what I tend to like to do is have everybody as low tax as possible and have high tariffs, and then adjust that once we get there, but that's a long way off. We have to civilize first. So these different sliders. Obviously, so let's see, this is the army stockpile. So this is, if you lower this, your armies fight less effectively. Navies. This is for building railroads, which increased the output of like timber and stuff and fish, which is good because basically then you use those to fuel your factories. And it's obviously better to have, you know, your own stuff as opposed to importing it from other people. Education will increase. So this, I believe, is support for clergy, which at this stage in the game is what increases your literacy, which increases the amount of research credits you make. And generally, I'm going to keep this as high as possible. Although this is the one I typically decrease first. This one we keep as high as possible because we want to make sure that we aren't like losing our soldier cap over time. Admin, it basically increases the amount of it increases the efficiency of taxation, and so you want to keep that high because if you lower it, you're just going to end up losing the taxes anyway. Social spending comes later. You can't really see it right now because we've got this thing in here instead. But you've got, like, you know, constitutional reforms and social programs and stuff, and some of those cost money that you have to fund. And so this is the tech, which we can't really do anything with right now until we civilize. We have two things here. We have the early Meiji Restoration and then just the regular Meiji Restoration. Basically, the difference is that this one doesn't give you militancy, and this one does, but you can't get this one until you're in a sphere of influence. So, and we just go ahead and take this one. And I don't think that gives us quite enough. Well, the first thing we're going to do is get imported weapons, which will let us train regular infantry instead of stupid, you know, irregulars that suck. So later we'll have more decisions here. You can release nations. We'll have various rebels. One of the first things we're going to do is invade Korea, and they'll obviously, the Koreans won't be terribly happy with us once we do that. And so we'll have to deal with that part. If our population's green, being Japan, we have huge amounts of population. I think New York, although I don't know that New York was that big in 1836. How big is like London? Let's see. You see, London has 517,000, and our capital of Edo has 393. Kyoto has 400. So basically, we have a lot of Londons, is what that amounts to. These are states as opposed to individual provinces in those states. So the total is 1.76 million instead of 400,000. And so what we have also is these national focus points. Right now we only get one. When we get more tax, we'll get more. You can be limited. You can have the tax but still be limited to one if you don't have enough population, but that's never going to be a problem for us. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage clergymen, and basically we want to get this number to 4% so that we can increase the research points. I know a lot of people like 2%. Basically, I think the way I remember, and it's been a long time since I read about this, but basically 2% is the baseline you need, and 4% is like the maximum you can get before it just doesn't really do anything, and so I just like to get them all to 4%. Let's see. So we have these stupid irregulars, but that's what we got, and so that's what we got to use. So I'm going to group them up. So this is 3 brigades each. A brigade is 3,000. I think they're brigades, right? Does it say? It doesn't really. I think that's what the I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is there. The division. I don't know. Anyway, so but each transport we have can transport 1 brigade, and so I like to build I like to get 10 transports. We have one, so I'll build 9. And then one thing we have to do is, because we're uncivilized, it's more difficult for us to import from the rest of the world. Basically, everybody else gets to import first before we do. And so what you have to do at the beginning of the game in order to be able to build these clipper ships, where is it? Is it trade? Yeah, it's trade. So normally you just let the AI do this, but what I do at the beginning of the game is I get it to stockpile as many clipper ships as possibly get, so we can build those clipper transports. And then what we'll do is, so they're allied with China, so when we invade them, we'll be at war with China. But China is not this entire thing. China is this part of it. And so basically what will happen is we'll invade Korea, we'll get to these two provinces basically, and we'll set up forces there to just hold them off. And then we'll probably, depending, so one of the limitations on taking territories, you have this infamy limit, and when what we'll do to conquer Korea is we'll justify a conquest, and that will give us up to 22 infamy. So depending on how much it actually gets us, we might then, if it's only like 12 or something, we'll put a war goal on China to take like Taiwan. You could also like take Guangdong, but then they're very likely to declare war on you and take it back, and they have huge amounts of troops. The only reason this works is because it's only going to be Korea and China. It's not going to be Manchuria or Mongolia or all these other places. When China declares war on us later, if we were to take Guangdong, when they declare war on us later, they would have all of their states, and we would get crushed unless we're civilized and have good military tech, which right now we don't. So that's what we're going to start with. I think I did that, didn't I? Yes. So we're going to start by taking that. I'm trying to make sure that I don't forget anything here. A lot of times I forget something and then get mad with myself later. Russia's going to take over these islands before we get really a chance to do anything about it. We'll want to take those off of Russia later, just because, they're ours. And maybe we'll take some Manchuria and various places, but that is for later. Let's increase the speed here. We're gonna go ahead on pause. I'm being paranoid again. Okay, yeah, we should be good. So go ahead and merge them all together. Hopefully we roll some good generals. That's not great for our purposes since we're going to be defending. That one still doesn't have one. Okay, 15. So we will be able to take off. We will be able to take Formosa off of China, which will cost us 10. More ships. Yeah, there's two ways we'll be basically getting the war score to take this. Is they'll be flailing and dying over here, and then we'll also be blockading them with our tiny little transport fleet. But they're also uncivilized, so they don't really have anything to fight us with on that. Okay, there we go. Also, it looks like maybe we can do that for a bit. Actually, I think there's a button. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I remember why. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna split off like 3. And then we'll have that. We'll basically split them up. Have them take Jeju. So you go there. You go there. Oh yeah, and they're gonna sort of sally forth and take over our stupid islands, but it doesn't matter. Let me just intercept them if I can. Good, got rid of one of them. Okay, you go there. Well, I did get, but they won't. They'll just be stuck there. Or they just managed to land. That's annoying. Alright then, you jerks. Then I'll just do that. And I'll have all you. So we got a new guy. That's okay. You don't have a leader. That's not gonna matter. Alright. We insta-killed them. So foreign training methods, but we really want still is imported weapons. Focus on that. And so there's two things, the upper house and the lower house. I'm not exactly sure how this gets done. Okay, we have this now. Imported weapons. Can't appoint, no elections to form government. How does this get formed? I know later, you know, obviously you have elections and stuff, but this is scored. Gets, I think it's like appointed from the aristocracy or something like that. Now you are retreating Miyazaki. We'll follow you. What are you doing? Oh, sorry, I forgot to silence my phone. Okay. Okay, so now go ahead and build up a huge army of infantry. We'll just go ahead and build like 16. I'll be for you. So I later on, our blocks will be blocks of 4 Japanese infantry with, you know, artillery support and stuff. We'll get into that later as we get more types. We'll start with that for now. Alrighty, let's get you over there. Yep, it took too long getting that done. That's okay though. Didn't quite wipe him out this time. He's going to Taichung. We'll send the bigger army there. You can go to there. And there we go. I guess I didn't conquer that. I thought I had. I must have just not been paying attention. That's okay. We'll send one of our armies back to get it. taking a bunch of attrition. So they have to get these various goods before they can start building them. It's taking some time. Alright, we'll keep the bigger army here. And we'll send you over there as soon as finish sieging this guy down. Oh yeah, and then we have this thing. It says what's going on in the world. I think this is the newer one. Well, it's from 37, which just happened. So yes, this is the newer one. Chile and Bolivia are going to war. Chile wants some of Bolivia's stuff. USA is afraid of Canada. Netherlands is friendly with Russia. And then the previous one is my war. Brazil trying to get some stuff off Colombia. Nothing too terribly ridiculous happening just yet. He tried to build one in his capital. Got insta-killed. I want to do this stupid crap. There we go. So the fleet taking attrition damage is because we've run out of clipper ships. We have to be careful about fighting with them. Unfortunately, since we don't have cavalry, these sieges are taking a little while. Ugh, stop building armies, you jerk. Oh hey, I'm having issues there. That actually might be more why that's happening. So we're going to decrease education spending to 50%. I don't know if that really fixed the problem. Well, let's just go 0 for now because we're at war. So right now, since we're uncivilized, like we don't acquire debt or anything until we are civilized. So we don't have to worry about defaulting or anything like that. I suppose I could just take this and tank it, but that might not be a good idea right now since we're in the middle of a war. I just really wish this would hurry up. Oh hey, cool. We've started producing infantry. It's important because that's what we're going to need to give us the edge to beat China when they start invading the top here. Oh hey, he's started regenerating pretty good. That's good. Ugh. So did he too. It's good. Oh, he decreased again. Probably send him to Pusan and then have him sit there a little to get his hit points back. Or his people back, not hit points. There we go. You just go there for now. You can go beat that dude up. Go conquer Best Korea. Alright. Unfortunately, we can't regenerate ships yet because we don't have the tech that lets us build ports. We are getting money back though. That's good. Really want to bottle these dudes up. He's all right. Still waiting on some more. It's funny, I'm pretty sure the Chinese don't start attacking me until after I annex Korea. Took Benin. That's okay though, it's not worth much war score. It's taking a little bit longer because I did that goofy thing where I didn't quite siege this down. What are you doing with that? Probably, hopefully won't need you to attack. Nope. Nope. No, that's just Manchurian troops moving around. Oh, hey. Brazil was trying to acquire Paraguay and Mato Grosso. Did they finish their other war before they started that? Let's look. No, that's not the right thing. Diplomacy. Yes, they did. I wonder what all this looks like right now. Texas won. That usually happens. Ooh, they're doing a thing. And Mexico got Oregon somehow. That's funny. Bolivia doesn't look right. As now look like normal Bolivia. Unfortunately, yeah. This stuff is in IRL Brazil. Interesting. Alright, well, let's continue. Actually, I think I'm going to put a cut in here. And I will see y'all next time when we finish our conquest of Korea. And also take Taiwan off of China. Thank y'all for watching.